Looks like they're bringing up their shot now here in a second, so we'll keep an eye on that. And there it is. If we can bring up that rover shot there this morning.
Wow.
There it is right there. Is that a power? I don't know. No, I don't think that's a power. No, that's just apartments that have been burned up. But you can see they're under construction because you can see the wood framing right there. So that is wood framing. They don't even have the final layer of stucco. It looks like placed out there with that new construction. And yeah, brand new construction. This is the worst case scenario. I mean, when you have a situation like this, because it's just going to go up like it is, like a matchbook.
That other apartment, a couple years ago, was that vacant?
Yes.
It was.
Yeah, so similar.
I remember that one.
Situation.
Yeah, but that one I remember was a little more remote. We're talking about a new construction apartment building that went up in flames a couple years ago.
I think so.
And that one, I don't remember there being much around that, but this one, is in the middle of a busy intersection.
I thought that one too was burning for days too in the Southwest Valley.
Yeah,
that one took a couple of days. It was a long duration fire too. But
yeah, so this one, I'm not sure. We'll have to check in when the firefighters are able to give us an update. But
look at that.
This one I can't imagine
wood going down.
Wow.
Falling. I guess because it is new construction, really there's less of a threat of injuries because there shouldn't be anybody there, except for construction workers, who can start at 5 in the morning, which is the new law.
So, and like the UNLV fire, businesses were lost. People lost their livelihood, and this one,
just the investors in the property.
But yeah, as I was saying earlier, I can't imagine they would have the ability to let this one burn for days as they did the last apartment building that was under construction a couple years ago, because this is in such a busy area and there is a threat of buildings nearby.
And then you got to wonder what causes something at a facility that doesn't have things set up yet. Could it? I mean, it could be human.
Look at that! It just spread to that other building.
Oh yeah.
You can see just how quickly this goes up in flames without the stucco, and as Ken said, without the sprinkler systems that are active yet. It's just, so flammable.
So we're going. Steve said 6:55 was the start of the fire. And it's 7:21 right now, so it's been burning. We're approaching 30 minutes.
And continuing to spread. The last big fire in that, a similar situation under construction was back in 2023 over there near Buffalo and Tenaya, where it just destroyed. It was multi-million-dollar loss of all those apartments. And right now, by the way, they're reconstructing them 2 years later.
Wow.
So they're now bringing them back up. The only thing that survived in that fire down in the Southwest Valley was the elevator shafts.
That's right.
That's right. I remember that because that was the one thing that was concrete.
Concrete and brick, basically. So that was the only thing that survived. And then everything else, of course, this is the deal we deal with wood frame construction here in the Valley. If it goes up under construction, say adios to it. And I mean, firefighters, this is a total loss. They can't, they can't do much about this.
No, I would be surprised if, I'm trying to count the levels. I can only tell there's 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking
maybe
too.
4 at the most.
It's probably not an elevator either.
Kenny,
maybe an elevator for ADA compliance if needed.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Is this kind of looking north towards it? Do you know if the rover is south of this complex?
They are going to be just north of the complex, so it looks like the winds are actually kind of blowing it off. Based on this shot, it looks like off to the either the west, actually, a little bit. West, off to the west there. But really not much wind to speak of for the most part. Although you know how it goes with flames, they can generate their own winds and actually kind of create its own little weather.
Well, it doesn't look like. It seems like the flames are about the same as they were. You think? I mean, it looks still pretty massive.
It does look massive. I mean, but that's the thing with this construction is there. It is just the wood and the framing, so it's... I
think at this point, though, just looking at this, I've been watching the firefighter on the ladder truck to the left. I think at this point, they're just going to let this thing burn, and the whole idea at this point is try to prevent it from spreading anywhere else, because there's really not much they can do.
Well, and you could see those homes to the left of the fire, too, where they're trying to save those homes. We are sending another crew to the fire as well. And Kirika is going to be heading there with our photographer Luis, our photographer from this shot that you're seeing right here from the rover cam. This is Hector.
Yeah, we can actually talk to when we can get him up on the phone maybe.
Yeah, whenever he can.
Yeah, for sure, because he's definitely got a really, really good view, almost too good.
Yeah, we've seen those construction workers and some of them just kind of just getting away from the scene. They're just walking away from it. And then, of course, you got bystanders and gawkers and looky-loos out there checking out. And, you know, I don't see a lot of police out there other than the fact that they're keeping North Fifth Street shut down for a pretty good stretch. About well over a mile, looks like, of North Fifth Street closed right now. From about Deer Springs heading on down past Rome all the way down toward Centennial Parkway. But it looks like that closure may be extending all the way down toward Azure Avenue. So.
Well, and I know with the fire at UNLV just over a week ago, the firefighters had Metro come out and they were doing evacuations of nearby businesses and homes. So we'll have to see, because this one is so close to others as well, but it does look like it is contained to that apartment building, but we'll have to find out as well if evacuations were needed for this fire as well. So, but look at that now.
And this is we got that really pinpointed map, so it looks like Blazing Blue Avenue. But these are smaller streets.
Smaller streets in that area.
Recognize, but Losee, Deer Springs are the big ones that it's closest to, the streets that people would know.
Yeah, there's going to be some of the smallest streets is going to be right behind this complex. This Classic Ridge Street is going to be where those homes that we were looking at are right behind this under construction complex there. So Classic Ridge Street for some single-family homes. Centennial Parkway borders this to the south, and Rome Boulevard to the north. And our Fox 5 Rover is just parked there right by the Coles, just to the north of this fire, looking south.
Yeah, those are enormous.
Yeah.
So we have Hector, who's our rover driver, photographer, and right now, Hector, reporter. What are you seeing from where you are?
All right, well, guys, I'm out here, and I'm going to tell you this. As soon as I turned eastbound on 215, I saw this huge plume of smoke. So that's a good 6 or 7 miles away, and I knew this was going to be something huge. As I made the turn southbound onto 5th Street, North 5th Street, let me correct myself, I could see flames from 215. This thing is going to be burning pretty long. This thing is going to be a total loss for sure. I couldn't stress that more.
And Hector, I see some of the embers flying around out there. Have any of those embers been heading your direction, or do you think that could be an issue for nearby homes or trees or anything like that?
There is an apartment complex to the northwest that it could be a problem for. The embers aren't heading my direction. Due to the wind that's blowing, it's actually blowing from the north over here. So I'm pretty well protected, but I am going to say this: I'm about 150 feet away, and I can feel the heat.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very, very well from here.
These people we see running towards I don't know if these are construction crew members running either towards their cars or towards the fire. What are you clearing out their cars from this lot?
Well, yeah, the cars that are clearing out are the employees, the construction workers. They are leaving the scene. Obviously, there's not going to be anything for them out here now, and they're evacuating because I actually was much closer than where I am at now. When you saw me pull up on my feed there. I was advised by North Las Vegas PD to move back because they were going to close that section of the parking lot.
That's what I thought.
I could have stayed there, but I would have been trapped there.
Yeah, no, we thought you were like getting like almost too close.
Right.
Yeah, because it was such good video. It still is. But I'm glad you're.
So when you pulled up, Hector, because we saw this fire kind of move to the left side of the camera. When you got there, how much of the complex was on fire?
On my side, which is the north side of the complex, it was 2/3 closest to 5th Street, and the remaining third is this one building in the center of my shot here. That was untouched, and within the time I was set up, and we started taking my shot here, it went up. And so this fire is going to burn pretty quickly. And, firefighters are taking a defensive stand on this. They're just trying to make sure any burning embers don't escape the area.
Yeah, I wanted to ask.
Let me go ahead and widen out my shot here.
Hector, real quick. I noticed that the firefighters pretty much stopped putting water on, at least on one side of it. Do you have any theories on it? It looks like they may have just realized that there's really not much they can do, and they're going to let it burn.
Right, they're going to. Yeah, it's completely defensive. So this complex here, this building is going to be a complete loss. They're going to let it go to the ground. They're just protecting any exposures to any of the neighboring complexes here. There is one complex here to the east, and I'll go ahead and pan over here and let you see. There's this complex here, and there is a street on in between, and they are protecting those homes.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see back here, but there are some items burning. I don't know if they're bushes or wood or what it is, but there is something burning next to this wall over here.
It almost looks like a power box that's burning back there. I'm not sure, but at least on the kind of in the center of your screen there, right there, yeah.
It does look like a power box. So we'll have to see if there's any outages reported as well. We'll check into that. You were also at the fire across from the UNLV campus just about a week ago. When you arrived at that one, is because we've been comparing just because it was so recent,
right,
and huge in size as well. When you arrived at that one, was the heat kind of equivalent to what you felt at the fire across from UNLV about a week ago?
It's almost equivalent. The main difference that I and Mike were dealing with was the smoke. Due to the wind direction, it was actually blowing smoke into the area that we were at, and we actually had to stop a couple of times, try to find an area with clear air and then come back. So this, as far as heat and fire goes, this is almost equivalent.
Until you got there, we were just looking at your shot, but we were driving still, and of course the traffic cams. But now that you're there and we're actually hearing it, just adds a whole new element to how big this fire is. I mean, and we're hearing like literally the building go down and the flames, like right there, yeah. And then obviously the sirens.
And by the way, real quickly as I jump in, is that there are 50 NV Energy customers without power. We're just checking on that. So there is some electric impacts because of this fire. Okay,
and we are kind of looking around. We're going to be calling around to local businesses in that area as well to see what they saw, because you have new construction, and of course firefighters can't really begin their investigation until it's done burning. They can look at the patterns, but
and they couldn't even do that with the one at UNLV because it was just too structurally weak. It wasn't even worth it. But this one they should be able to.
You would think with new construction that this would have to be investigated for insurance claims.
Sure. Hector, can you tell how many trucks are? I know you're only on one side of the building, but how many trucks are you seeing and personnel?
On my side where I'm at, I could see one ladder truck. Two ladder trucks. I see some others off in the distance. There's too much smoke in that direction to get a clear picture. But let me look at an application I have here. I'll give you a better picture.
And matter of fact,
better idea.
Matter of fact, this has gone to a 2-alarm fire, so it is officially a 2-alarm fire.
2-alarm fire, so that means more personnel than obviously a 1-alarm.
And I count at least 20 to 25 units here, including ladder trucks, engines, battalion chiefs, and actually ambulances for safety purposes. But this is going to be a long a long overhaul once this fire is out, that's for sure.
Are you seeing Metro there, or North Las Vegas Police, I guess would be this jurisdiction,
Sure.
excuse me. Are you seeing police there? Because I know